What's up guys, it's Black and back with more RA content. This is part 4 of RAGL in review. We had just passed the halfway point with Duke Bones, so now we have my games against Upps. Was kind of hoping I could play Upps and Combined Arms at the same time since that was supposed to happen, but it did not, but that's alright. At this point of the season, Fazara had already dropped a game to Unano, and I wasn't really thinking about it, but Eno had already received a strike, so as long as I managed to win out, I would take that first place. Does first place really matter? No, not really, but it does give you that fourth slot opponent, which is typically going to be a little bit easier than having to face Fazara or Eno in that first round. But again, facing them in the final round is probably not that much better in the long run of things. So we are back here on Malevolence. Once again, this map's probably been featured about halfway through like all my casts. Like it's seems to be a pretty popular map, and I'm not sure why. It's definitely not my favorite, but hey, it is what it is. Gonna be a little bit different in the build order this time. I'm just trying to think about maybe pushing his gem mine with 3 rifles, and then realize that I should probably just try to kill that engineer a little bit earlier, see if I can get him on that comm center. Don't want to be like too different though. Still want to get that engineer into my old area. Still want to do that double roof, so that type of stuff. It just seems to be really efficient on this map. So just gonna pump out the rifles, send a few of them to his base, like kind of scout and everything. You know, Upps can be definitely a tricky player. Gotta watch out for his grants, stuff like that. So you don't want to let him catch you with your pants down, because that could easily be a loss, and one loss would definitely put me right back into contention for first, second, or third. Just got my engineering, got that rifle scouting for the oil deck in case there's a dog or something like that, and then got these guys going in for his communication center right there. Fortunately, he's got 3 rifles and they're like just perfectly positioned, like one more cell and they probably would have missed him. But he's also got a rifle on that hospital. That's alright. I'll try to do some fancy force fire micro. Something you can do in RA that you cannot do in Combined Arms, and that's just that vision discrepancy. So Harvester micro is definitely a little bit better now that I've been playing a lot more. It helps that I've been playing Combined Arms as well on top of this, but there's some problems there. I think it's just a little bit difference in the game, kind of screws up your game sense. Like you kind of see, I placed that power plant incorrectly, and now I can't crawl to my second patch, so I'm gonna have to place another Rax there. That wouldn't be a problem with Combined Arms just because you have such a big build radius, but yeah, that kind of sucks. But yeah, let's get back to my thing. Get these harvesters microed onto that good, nice, like dense orb patches, and just go hide that engineer in the corner. That's something I've been doing all season. Something that I'm surprised that nobody really tried to snipe that engineer, since I'm like reliably doing it. But maybe people aren't watching replays. Definitely think watching replays is like something that you should be doing. Honestly, just do it so you have like an idea of like what your opponent does on the map. You don't even have to like get down into the nitty gritty of it. But that's something that I definitely do, is get into the nitty gritty of like replays. You can see I kind of misplaced my vector there too, so any chance I had of crawling to the aura patch is gone, and I kind of realized that and go, shit. Alright, well, time to do a double rocks before ref build, and so it'll work out the same, but it's just gonna be a little bit less inefficient. I might stall a little bit, but stuff like that shouldn't be happening, especially halfway through the season. You really got to have your build orders down by this time of the season. So second Rex is coming out now, which is cool. Okay, there's build speed production that I can't even afford since I don't have 4 harvesters yet, but hey, you never know. Maybe Upps screwed up too. But he's done a really good job just denying all my scouts right now. You know, I did not get into that comm center to kill the engineer. He did stop me from scouting through the middle with that guy at the hospital. And he's just been picking off some of my few rifle scouts that are out there with rangers, so definitely a little blind here. Trying to get that harvester to give me some extra cash since I'm starting to stall, but not quite. Just it's like barely there. You know, you won't stall if you're not building it, but I really want to be building now. You know, it's 3:30, so it's a little late. All the grand scheme of things, but here we go. Let's get that infantry queued up. Those medics mixed in. I like them as well. You don't need too much, you know, like 10 medics every like 15 or 40, like their infantry is probably more than enough. It's just one of those things without macros that it kind of sucks. You really only want like 1 or 2 extra medics at a time, but it's just easier to shift Q5 of them. So I got my 5th harvester out now, which is nice. Just trying to push this old Derek with my double light field combo, get that MC out and everything like that, but it's not at the hospital, that's fine. You know, I think he's allies as well since I've seen that ranger. So hospital not super important for us allies player. Again, he's just doing a really good job scouting with his ranger right now. Sees that my army's set to push there. But yeah, I'm gonna go in and check to see if he does have stuff there. Doesn't look like he does, but then I see that light tank, or hear the light tank rather. Look like I got some medics so he doesn't do any damage, but you know, if he's got a light tank there, chances are his infantry's near it. Don't want to get trapped trying to commit into a comm center. That did not work well against Eno. It wouldn't work well here. So I'll just retreat now, try to keep that light tank in front of where I expect him to be. And I see that he's also done the double light vehicle build, so shouldn't be too far behind, probably about equal. And it looks like he's going to start pushing that at Expo, almost gets my range there, but decides to back off. So lucky that he didn't kill that. Constant Communication Center is just so nice, so valuable in this type of map. Doesn't seem like it is, but it really is. Other than that, yeah, since I went with the double racks before SD, I'm gonna have to eco a little bit twice. You can see I've queued up 17 refs. That's probably a little overkill, but you know, priority cure is a savior like that, so it's down a little bit, which is not good. Had to sell that one ref since I kind of screwed up my build order. Ended up not doing the double ref sell, which is also slowing me down a little bit as well. But just gonna move that MCV instantly out, get that gyms going. That should probably stabilize my eco for a little while. Got one rifle sitting on the one ore patch, and I got my ranger kind of scouting my right flank. Almost catch a rocket there. Probably should have investigated further, you know. Sending rockets out like that is probably a good sign that he's either got a rally going there or he's got his army staged up there. Rockets are not a unit that you typically just leave out. But yeah, so far he's been pretty passive, just, you know, actively scouting me, which is good, but at some point you have to attack. Yeah, I'm not sure why he's being so passive, but he is. So I'm just pushing onto that little area since I've already gone to the gem mine, just instantly pushing out that other MCV. Just gonna come down and steal it. You know, if I can steal this one, then I can easily steal that one. Fortunately, looks like he had a similar game plan, so he's been pretty much mirroring me, it seems like, which is kind of funny. But I'm gonna get down here, get those pillboxes going since I haven't been doing them. And I'm not sure if he's actually just going with that rifle scout, but he probably has a good idea that's where I'm at, since he keeps seeing me kill his scouts on this side, and he hasn't seen too much on the other side. Get that ranger alive as much as possible, definitely don't want to lose it. Switch that Q to the left side, maybe, but probably set aside against it. And then since he's being so passive, I'm just going to try to deathball and run through the middle like we talked about like last game. Going through there is a great option, especially if your opponent is split on both sides. You really catch him off guard. But this does make me a little bit exposed for that MC on the right side. I have to be very careful. If he does decide to push right now, I'd be in a lot of trouble. But he sent out another rifle scout, so again, he doesn't really know where I'm at. I think he's lost his ranger, or at the very least, he's not actively scouting with it anymore, so just trying to shore up my defenses before I push in. Really need to get those tanks in front, but kind of struggling to do that a little bit. And catch him rotating across. I think he was trying to do something similar, but he's a lot of opposition there, so I shave a lot off for free. Then I run a few guys into those pillboxes, which is not great, but hey, it is what it is. And yeah, just fix my stuff, make sure everything's going in. Got his MCV location. My tanks are in really poor position here, but unfortunately for Upps, he just doesn't have the mass. I think he's too heavily split. So yeah, he tries to go in. I think he was trying to bait me into a trap a little bit, but it's just a little too slow on it. And I killed majority of his tanks before he kills majority of mine, and now I can turn away from his MCV into that army. And yeah, he goes GG, so another very quick game. I think that was pretty much all his army. I'm not sure if he had some macro problems as well, but yeah, just tanks in the back is bad for you. I got lucky that my tanks in the back didn't affect me as much, but it was kind of a quick game, but we'll jump into game 2. Alright, so we are back here for game 2. Upps picked Enhanced Tank and Ladders, which is quite interesting, and he has picked Fat Ants as his faction delivery. I don't remember if he did that the first game or not, but you know what that means. It's time to 3-ref, basically MCV push all in him. It's too powerful on this map, which is so funny thinking about how we used to play this map like in the more meta sense in seasons ago, just because it was smaller and that's just how it was. But I think nowadays we're just so much better, and it's kind of crazy how things like change like that. But I'm spawning on top, so no grenadiers, no dog, nothing like that. So I'm just gonna go all rifles first, including that medic, just to help me heal up that wounded soldiers that I'm sure I'll have, but that should help me push through the middle a little bit easier. Fortunately not as good as a dog would help me do it, but yeah, just gonna secure my outside although Derek, and maybe push that hospital in the middle. Hospital won't be super important again since I'm allies and have medics, but it's just nice vision. It's like a common meeting point as well, so we'll only need a few rifles to guard that oil, Derek. You know, if he wants to push that early, that's fine. But that just kind of tells me what he's doing as well, so get that ref as close as I possibly can, and just kind of get it onto those nice dense pieces of ore. And that should just help my economy so much. If I can get 3 out of these 4 oil derricks too, that'll make a big difference. Kill his first scout at the hospital there, which is great. That means he knows that I'm there, but I also kind of want him to know that I'm there. That'll maybe like delay him from attacking my oil derrick or anything like that. So one of those rifles back just to escort my engineer, just in case he's trying to do some like Faz and get that rifle in behind there. But I should be alright. Briefly stall there just because that harvester is a little bit further away than I want it to be, but hey, is what it is. Try to position my army in between his 2 oil derricks, and you know, just judging by I haven't seen any contact yet, he's not there at all. So just leave them in like a nice concave, and if he wants to run into it, he wants to run into it. But he sends 1 rifle out there, and then my rifle runs after him. Barely gets out of vision there, which is nice, so I know that he's going to push my oil derrick. And unfortunately, again, OpenRA pathing gets that engineer killed. It decides it wants to run straight at the barrel or the hospital rather than just kind of run straight to the oil derrick. But kind of sucks. I'll have to rebuild that engineer. But it's alright. I got my 1 oil derrick at least. Popping out a few rockets just in case he's going to go with the light vehicle. And then I lose a few more rifles there, which is unfortunate. But you know, I can withstand that loss. I'm going to have that triple ref, so I'll have extra army anyways. Killing over his rifle scout, so I think he's just slightly ahead there, but it's alright. And then 3rd ref's down. Instantly moving that MCV out. I should be good. Send those 3 rifles up top, guard that engineer to see that he has not got that side, so he looks like he's basically doing what I'm doing now, which is kind of splitting the oil derricks in half on that axis rather than the other axis. Yep, just kind of hoping that he pushes into the hospital right now. You know, I don't have it yet since the engineer did die. And he decides to push my oil derrick. Probably not going to be able to save it just because I don't have enough infantry anymore, but you know, I'm still going to maybe try to catch him moving across as well. Catches a few of his rifles, and then of course he has 1 random rifle that sees my MC, but I get the free crush on it, which is nice. And now I'm just super close to his ore patch, so it's time to start the base push. Just deny him that eco. I kind of catch him moving across, get, you know, a decent amount, try to save my rockets as much as possible, but he just retreats. But you know, kind of a wash there. I think we both won equally, but I do have 2 oil derricks to his 1 now, and I am camping his ore spot, so what's he really need to do? Well, he's allies, so he doesn't have any grenadiers, so he can't really do a drop play. But he does have an early light tank, and that could be good. So if he just sticks on a bunch of light takes, and maybe moves out with an MCV as well, that could be really good. I'm not sure why. I guess maybe he was already building that ref, but probably should cancel that ref. You know, it's not going to do anything. And maybe provide vision would be good, but yeah, that harvester, pull it off at least, is the right move there. And then I'm really delaying my war factory, which is probably not great, but is what it is. Trying to kill this ore there to deny him that extra eco. And it's going to go down fine, but suddenly 2 light tanks show up, and that's scary since a lot of my rockets are in the front. So one of his light tanks go down, other one's still alive, he gets a few crushes, but yeah, he's going to clean up that army, which is not great for me. You know, he's got a decent amount of infantry that he retained there, and I lost pretty much half my army. So it's looking a little bleak on this base push. I think Upps is actually in a decent position to beat me here. Drop that ref down as close as I can since the debris are kind of in the way. You know, that's going to give you some extra income, but I'm floating about 2k, so I'm honestly probably fine. Going war factory a little quicker probably would help out a lot more with those extra light tanks in front of my infantry. Yep, just trying to stage out, cover my right side flank with pillboxes, defenses. That's pretty much all I can do. Leave my infantry on that left side, because if he wants to push out, that's the way he should go. I mean, if he does push out on the right side, then he's going to take a lot of losses. And then we have the turret wars, but unfortunately my turret was placed first, so I'm going to win that battle, and he shot a few times on the pillbox, so yeah, he's definitely in a pickle here, which is kind of the point of this strategy, is to keep your opponent hemmed in, not allow him to do too much. Just placing that engineer on the flank, he's done everything he can. There's not that much he can really capture. Just keep placing pillboxes in the front, since he wants to go there, then it'll be a bad time for him. Sends a bunch of rockets to my harvester, but I just pull it back, try to send it to that other ore patch, but no reason to long distance mine, I can just send it back to my base. And that time his turret barely wins, but my pillbox avenges it, so I'm down a turret. Probably should be really building one instantly. Now he's those medium tanks, so he's gone up to SC tech, which is not a terrible idea, but should hopefully stick on one MC. If he builds a second MC, then that's just going to be a bad problem for him. You know, that's 40 seconds of no tanks, which is basically 2 medium tanks. And he's going to need all the armor he can get to kind of wrestle this away from me. Place another turret. This time he's got the defender's advantage, so I just go ahead and sell it. You know, it's not going to kill anything, and he'll just repair that back up to full health. So now that I'm starting to stall, I need all the extra cash I can get. But I should be okay in just a second here. I'm up to 4 harvesters, but 5th harvester will be coming out on that patch near War Factory, and transfer that harvester back to the backside since there's plenty more arrow there. And with that random rifle scout sees that Upps is indeed pushing out on this right side. He's got quite a few medium tanks, but you know that means that his army's really out of position for my bottom army, and so it's going to become a base race at this rate. You know, I have a light tank that wasn't going to come out, so I just canceled it. So I just got to spam up as much defense as I can, try to mount some sort of defense here. Thought about putting that ref behind him, but just place back there. That harvester, you know, it's going to help block some of his damage as well. So yeah, he's killing through, but I'm killing him. I got his SD, got his all his power, so that's a nice little win for me. Don't see his MCV yet, which is kind of weird. I've been wondering if he sold it or maybe moved out. He tries to mount some sort of defense here, but I think I just have too much. That one medium tank's not going to do enough, but yeah, he's right on top of my MCV now, which is not great. So I'm going to try to micro out as much of those rockets as I can. And yeah, I'm in a good spot here. Got all his power, all his barracks are right there as well, and his war factory's there, so my MCV goes down, so now how this is it. I've got 3 Raxes left, basically. And he's got a decent sized army up there. Those medium tanks could be a problem. But he sells off his war factory, which I'm not sure I agree with. He needs to delay me there as much as possible. And I think he either sold all his Raxes too, or I killed them all, so that's not great. But yeah, I have 1 armored unit left for all this, and you know, he's got a few medium tanks as well, so that's looking kind of dire for me. Gotta pull a harvester off. I got plenty of money now. Last light tank goes down. 2 of his medium tanks are about to go down. And with that, like, my concave's just a little bit better. His last medium tank goes down, and all of the shit goes down there, so now it's just a race. Can I kill this MCV before he can run it away? He sells off a power plant and kills my engineer, which is nice. And then he built a ref up there, so he's got plenty of money. I'm pulling in this harvester just to soak damage from that 1 rifle. And then I try to place it behind this MCV, so when he runs away, it has to run into my harvester a little bit, but I kind of miss. Luckily, I think something there, 1 rifle got 1 last touch on that MCV and it goes down, so now he's just going to try to crush those harvesters. That's all he can do. And yeah, my harvester is just going to go back to base since it's done what it needed to do. I'm going to be floating now. But he goes in and calls it GG. I guess that he either sold all his Raxes, I can't remember, or I killed them all, but he didn't have any defensive structure, so that made a huge difference there. And then he built a ref instead of a Rax. I think if he goes with a Rax there and has a defensive structure, I just lose this game because I can't kill that MCV. So won that one by the skin of my teeth. It was kind of sloppy and chaotic, but that's a 2-0 for Upps. And yeah, we'll jump into the next games. All right, we are back here for Unano. I graciously went to my white and color since he was his home pick, and of course he picks enhanced tanks ladder. So guess what, boys, we're doing it again. We're going right back to the strategy. This was like a week later, so unfortunately Unano had the opportunity to scout to see what he's doing. He probably saw what I did against Fast. I think he was actually spectating that game, but gotta be smart though. You can't just constantly do the same thing over and over again and expect your opponent to not adjust to it. But so I'm gonna go do the same thing, of course. I'm gonna start out a little bit differently. Instead of going to the north, which is technically my order, I'm gonna go across to this left side, which, I mean, again, can technically be my order, but hopefully I can just catch him transitioning with a defender's advantage and just get a really good sweep there. Again, anytime you can get an early like infantry kill on your opponent's army, it's just a huge boon in Red Alert. Like those first 15 to 20 rifles is the first 3 or 4 rockets you get, and if you can kill them, it's such a huge deal. Doesn't seem like it should be, but it really is. It just makes people play so defensively when they lose them, and like there's such a snowball mechanic there. So if anything ever gets changed about OpenRA balance, it should probably be making the early game less impactful, but I don't think that's what people like. So one of Unano scouts goes down, which is smart, so he knows that I'm there, so it's going to have him rotate away. But since I know that he knows that I know that I'm there, I'm just going to rotate away, and I get really lucky because I'm sure his engineer pathing was unfortunate. And yeah, we're going to just get a good sweep here. He's definitely caught out of position a little bit. You know, that medic getting paid overtime. So it's probably like 5 or 10 battle rifles that I killed there easily. And yeah, we're in a good position here. Just about to get my first roll there. He's already got his, but that's fine. I'll just go ahead and kill it. Place that power plant, and then I can get that third ref down. It should be good. And yeah, since I feel like pretty confident that he's retreated all the way now, I'm just going to rely that engineer up. He starts killing a few of my rifles, but it doesn't seem like it's a whole lot. But as it turns out, there's a good 5 stack there, and he's got more coming in. So I'm going to lose all my rifles now. Guess I was a little overconfident, overcocky here. Not gonna even get that old Derek. And yeah, this last guy's gonna live to tell the tale, but that's about it. The only silver lining is that I'm gonna get that hospital in the middle, but that last rifle does go down on the left side. So I just have 3 rockets, which is not great because they're in the middle of nowhere. But I do have my 3rd ref out, which is nice. And then I rally that MC up to the north and into the west, but I probably should just go straight northwest, just get it there. So one of those rifles out to his far old Eric, see if he's got anything there. But of course, naturally, that rifle was in front of my old Eric, so Unano is outplaying me here. See a bunch of his rifles are going to go kill my old Eric now, and I can't really do anything about that. The only thing I could do is use my MCV as a meat shield, but since it's my own MCV, it's not really what I want to do, but it's alright. Send 2 rifles to deal with that one that killed my engineer. Should be more than enough, and go right back into 2nd engineer. I need these extra old Erics, and right now I have 0. So I'm going to get that, kind of catch his army, coming back in a little bit, but again, couldn't be in a perfect position there. Just going to shave off a few rifles. Then send 2 more rifles to the north. Should be good. Yeah, the base push is on now. Kill his old Derek, tit for tat. And now I'm just going to sit here. And unfortunately for me, he does have another rifle there, and it's like perfectly positioned. I try to force fire it, but I end up getting a move command. I'm not sure if that really made a difference, but I lose those 2 rifles, so yeah. Unano's single rifles are definitely beating me. But that's alright, because I'm in good position. I'm not making the same mistakes I did against Upps, which is going for another ref before War Factory. Getting those light tanks out is going to be crucial to keeping Unano contained. And I know that he is Soviets, he picked Ukraine like right before this matchup, so I'm leaving a bunch of rifles in my back because I'm expecting some sort of grenadier drop or something to show up. It's just a great mechanic to get out of this contain is to, you know, kill my eco in the back, kill my power in the back like that. Finally kill that rifle, the first stack, get my engineer over there, and I remember thinking I should probably move that engineer away from the fence and that flak. Getting shot at by my pillbox, but Unano had some rifles there anyway, so that engineer goes down. Maybe if it was on the other side, a little there, it's fine, but yeah, it's definitely another dead engineer, so just gonna leave those rifles there for now, not as much I can do. Got my right flank scouted with a rifle too, just in case he does have those grenadiers coming, but gonna place the turret down. Should be pretty good. I'm gonna start stalling here in just a second, but not much I can do about it other than cancel my defenses, which I don't want to do. That's like where all my armor is right now, but kind of have to. So got 1 light tick out, which is great, you know, and I'm in an okay position. Once this other ref comes down, I should be pretty much in solid position and start building infinitely again. But he's pushed in with an APC a little bit. I just pulled my light tank back. I did it perfect timing because I see his army there. And I'd rather sacrifice rifles than anything else, so I just push those forward. Get a nice sweep there too. Catch his rockets as he's running away. So that's a great first engagement there. He places a ref. My turret deals with that. And there comes the Grenadiers. So that's super annoying. But he places a low power Tesla coil. That's unfortunate. And then he loses another APC there, so yeah, he's mounted a decent defense so far, but I think now I just have the mass to overwhelm him. I'm starting to push in, get my power situation fixed, try to work on that APC in my backlines. But he's at least 3 or 4 APCs. I'm trying to kill his power again since I know that's been a problem so far. I'll work on the other structures afterwards, but yeah, power is definitely the mainstay. APC is still back there being annoying. I know it's got grenadiers in it. I need a rocket back there. Fortunately, he uses a rocket, or he uses our harvester to shield, manages to kill it, but it saves his flame tower, so that army gets wasted a little bit, but I think it did its job. Also somehow decaps my oil derricks in the meantime too, so he's pretty much giving me all I can give him. I thought about killing that ref, but like nah, make him forced to sell it, spend that time being low power and everything. Grenadiers are still there. I'm finally gonna get a good angle on him. But I'm not sure why, but it looks like I just accidentally targeted that APC or something, maybe give him a stop order. Luckily, the rocket managed to kill the Grenadier there, so it's alright. Build another engineer because I want that old derrick back, and there's a flak sitting right there, unfortunately. But fortunately for me, Unano is not micro in it, and I guess 2 rockets and 2 rifles is more than enough to deal with the flak, so that's lucky for me there. We've kind of stabilized a little bit. You know, I've got a 3k float. I'm gonna get another harvester out, and I should be able to start really taking it to Unano. Kills the engineer too, which is nice with that light tank. And just got to the north. Another APC drop would be really good here, so I'm leaving some of those units back in the door line, since that's really what I'm more worried about. I'm not sure if that's his only MCV or if it's second MCV, but I see that he has expanded, so the contain's kind of somewhat failed. Not much I can do about it. And he goes in for the crushes here, and I'm like, alright, well, tit for tat, I can do that too. So then how I'm going to go with the crushes. I think his crush is a little bit better, but I just had a little bit more mass, so... it's like rocket versus rocket battle, basically. Fortunately, his rockets are shooting mostly on my infantry. Mine are shooting more on his vehicles, but... yeah, every FC he loses as a win in my book. Now I got a SD out. I'm going to switch here to medium tanks. Just I don't want to overcommit, you know, pull my forces back. Because my engineer again, but you know, I got one old direct back, so that's fine. But yeah, he's up there in that right corner. Not much I can do about it. All I can do is push his main and try to kill his like production and power. Yeah, I've got 4 light tanks out. Medium tanks can come out now, so check to my MC as I push up because I'm just gonna keep the base push pressure on him. But this game's still probably slanted in my favor a lot. Yeah, like yeah, he's broken contained, but he's still positionally just disadvantaged. So keep some more pillboxes, get a few more Raxes. I just check my backline, make sure there's nothing going on there, but so far so good. Start rotating my Qs to the right side since I'm going to have to attack his expansion at some point. Yeah, he attacks right into me right there. Luckily my tanks were in front, so he pushes back, which is good. And I just try to position that light tank, crush those fences since I, you know, want that better position anyways. And now I'm basically in his eco line, so he either has to deal with his attack on the left or just sacrifice all the eco, but that will really put him behind economically, so he doesn't want to do that. He wants to be able to hold out as much as possible. And with that in his eco line there and all the pillboxes, it's going to be very hard for him to actually push breakthrough, so I'll just pull my army to the right side, get those medium tanks, everything rallied over there. He tries to go back into that single ore mine again, but that turret shuts down, and there's another turret down, so that's gonna at least partially shut down that eco light on the left side. A few of those rockets right there, so I just pulled that harvester away. No reason to send it there. I got a ref down at the bottom anyways. And since I got a decent army on the left side, or the right side rather, I'll start queuing my infantry up on the left side. And that way, if he does want to push, I got some extra cushion there. Starting to stall again, but it's alright. You know, I've got a pretty big army, and he's still on APC tech, so fortunately, you know, I got medium tanks now. His infantry was a little far behind, and it's time for the crush mayhem. And yeah, those are some damn good crushes. He pulls the harvesters. I just give him a stop command. Throw F down in his eco line, but he already GG, so that was probably the second closest to losing this map besides Upps. I think Upps had a better shot, but Unano did a really good job at doing exactly what you need to do with the Grenadier drops. Keep the pressure up on me. Killing my earlier army was a good advantage too. It's just I think I managed to push in a little bit too much on that first like initial bout into his base. Maybe the low power testicle made all the difference. Had that been a flame tower, probably would have gone a little differently, but we'll jump into game 2 right now. Alright, game 2, Unano bans Slight, you know, that's fine. Right, I'd like to play Slight mix calculation, but I'll just random map. I get Deadly Dudes to the weird 4 spawn map on RAGL. He picks Ukraine again. 4 spawns unfortunately just don't work very well in OpenRA. I get a Soviet faction as well, so we're gonna have a Soviet meter here, which is cool by me. You know, I feel like Soviet meters are a little bit more tricky than Allies meters. You have to be a little bit more careful with your positioning, otherwise you can just quickly lose the game. But you know, same thing with Allies. Positioning really matters, macro really matters, but we're on this map, so I don't know if we're cross spawn or not. I don't know if he's next to me. So I'm gonna go one rifle first and be a little greedy here. I'm actually gonna do a War Factory first build. I think this is the only time I did War Factory first build this season. And yeah, I couldn't remember if we needed to change the setting or not, or if Trip T is smart and makes it so us Crow Mags can just instantly have all the settings right. But other than that, it's just, you know, push the middle old Derek, have this one rifle scouting, you know, one rifle's there, so he's either slower than me on getting there, or he's not next to me. But then Unano being cheeky here, says he'll find me, and give him a smiley face. And then he says he will kill me. I don't give him a sad face because I'm too busy trying to place that ref and realize that I am way too far away. And god damn it, Combined Arms has screwed me up again. But the eco on this map is not great at all. So he's got a rifle there, and just judging by that, he's probably in the south right corner. And I see that there's some rifle scouts at me, and he gets my engineer, so yeah, now I'm starting to panic because if he just pushes me right now with the War Factory first build, I'm probably going to lose. But yeah, he's in the right corner on rifle scouts him. Luckily for me, looks like he's protecting an engineer. I'm going for that old Derek instead, so I'm gonna get out of this for now, but my eco is definitely gonna be in the gutter with this long distance ref. And you can see the eco is just, it's kind of spread out. There's like lots of little blank spaces between the ores, so there's really not a whole lot of eco on this map. at least in your starter mark, which makes sense since it is a cross spawn or a 4-player spawn. So if he's not next to you, then you have an instant access to 3 more mines just for free. But even then, on that kind of map, you probably want to push the center and use your backline MC to go across. So not exactly good, but you know, I did get that middle oil derrick, which is nice, and I'll probably get the northern oil derrick unless he's rallied a bunch of troops there. But just judging by him taking that oil derrick between us, probably should be okay. Yeah, this is not good. This is like what, a 10-second stall right now. That's pretty rough in this game. That's definitely gonna set you behind. I can't even afford to build or finish the ref on this next build, so end up just trying to micro that harvest a little bit. I'm looking at this ref, I'm stalling again. It's like 12, 13, 14. So I just cancel that ref right now. I'll start it after this harv load, because hopefully I can get this harv out. 2 harvesters should make it a little bit better, but I'm still going to be stalling just a little bit. Also helps that I captured the other oil derrick up in the top, so that gave you an extra $100 boost that I really needed. There we go, stalling again, so that's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and yeah, that's putting me like a good 20-30 seconds behind just on this ref stalling here. So he has 1 rifle there, some fancy force fire micro, allows me to win the day, which is really great because I really want that extra oil derrick. Again, I'm stalling, so it's like, this is panic inducing. It's like, I'm on 2 harvesters, it's minute 13, and I have 0 army to show for it. Like, just a normal double rough build would probably crush me if he pushes me right now. So I'm just queuing up a few harvs now, finally got up to 4, so I should be alright. I was originally going to just mass harv push him, kind of moods build it, but I kind of decided against that because of how much I was stalling. I'd just be too far behind to do it, so instead we're gonna do more of like an Anju build and just get up to a bunch of Raxes, get some APCs out, and then move out the medium CV. And hopefully that'll allow me a way back. You know, crushes are a good one, or if I just have a good army advantage. Yeah, once again, still stalling, even though I'm on 5 hours, it's just kind of the nature of this map. Do want to get a defense push down here, because I know there is a short distance between us, and this is a really common angle of attack. It's just to snipe that, and I really can't afford an eco snipe right now. That would absolutely just end this game for me, so drop the racks down there, drop the flame tower there, and it should decently protect me, and just start pumping out these APCs. Got 4 Rexes now, and that's pretty much all my eco on this base, so it's time to move out. You know, I can't afford to get much more Rexes than that. I'm gonna run out of eco on this main base in probably just like another minute, if that. But Unano has been pretty passive so far. I'm not sure what he's planning. He's got 3 rifles coming up there, so luckily I got that 5 stack in the middle still. So I should be able to save that if he's got an engineer coming. If not, then, you know, just 3 free rifles for me. I mean, the way he's positioned now definitely sounds like there's a engineer there. He's kind of trying to protect every angle, but you know, 5 stacks is too much for 3 rifles to deal with. Even if he's got some more waiting there, it should be okay. Get that expansion ref up, because again, my eco is pretty much gone. It's like nothing there, but I've got 3 APCs now, which is nice. And he does have an APC or an engineer there, which is good, but luckily plenty of time to spare, get all of them, and then I'll send them right back down to the middle, just in case he wants to push there. Transfer some of these harvs over since my ref's about finished, and that should be more than enough eco for me. And then yeah, got some 4 APCs, so I'm in a pretty decent crushing position, you know, 4 or 5. Of course that ref stops with a millisecond left on it, but in the grand scheme of things, that stall was not so big. Thought about going up to the north after 2 War Factory, but I'm like, nah, you know what, I'm just gonna base push Unano right here. If I can get him to that expansion, then this game's pretty much over. Unfortunately, Unano has the same idea I do, and is base pushing my main, and I lose 3 APCs there, which is not great. That's like 40-60% of my armor, so yeah, now I have to sit behind my base, let my vision advantage happen, hopefully catch Unano on a bad angle. And my MCV is just far enough away that I can't build a defense in my base, but it's just close enough that I can kind of crawl out towards him, maybe kind of smother him with some defenses. So he's doing what I did last time, basically just dropping a harvester in there. Luckily that harvester sees that he is way out of position right here, and I take a decent chunk of his entry out. You know, I still got a decent angle there with the 2 APCs. Try to go into the crushes. Don't really get much, but I just have good mass there. And without vision, I just send a stop command on those units. I don't want them to keep attacking into a defended army. But luckily he's retreated, or at least retreated into the fog that I can't see. And I place his defense in my face, it goes down. And I got 2 more APCs, so I'm trying to rally them to the front, and then get a move into him. I see his army is rotating there, but again, I'm ready for it. Defense structure down. Flame Tower gets 2 rockets, so then it pays for itself. And again, my concave is just a little bit better here. He doesn't have any defenses in front, so that top army able to push through, clean up the rest of his infantry. He's got 1 Flame Tower left, so Unano's in definitely a bad position right now. He's got to hope that defenses can be really good, but I think I just have too many rockets for him. His MC is in trouble. And I still got that 1 MC just barely soaking damage. He tries to run his MCV away, but again, the OpenRA gods are on my side, and like last rifle burst gets it, so that's probably his only MCV. And I think Unano is in a lot of trouble now. I can just kind of sit back and relax. Run my MCV away since I'm going to need to eco again in just a minute here, but Unano's still trying to push, but with vision advantage and armor advantage, he's going to have a bad time there. And yeah, he goes out and calls it GG, so definitely just a weird quick game again. I feel like half the games I played this season were just all-in rushes, which kind of was the motif of the season. It was CV mobouts, or I'm just gonna win or lose in the next 7 minutes. I don't got time for a 30-minute game, but yeah, that's gonna be it this week, and I'll see y'all next time.